Last week we had choices. I had two really beautiful compositions and two frames to choose from, and I couldn't make up my mind which one to paint. So I decided to paint both of them. I only got to one composition, and this week I said I was going to deliver the second one. But this week didn't go as planned, so instead I'm taking you with me on a little adventure to go antiquing and thrift store shopping for frames. It's something I do periodically to keep an eye out for gorgeous frames that I can use to frame my paintings, and I thought it would be fun to take you with me. And next week I'll be back with the video with the new painting and a little bit about how copying a painting, whether it's yours or a master copy, is beneficial. Okay, so the first antique store we went to, which was Savage Mill, I didn't get anything. And that sometimes happens. And I'm being selective because right now I have very little room to store these things. So I'm being very selective. But the thrift store, I found these items. I have a little bit of a hobnail collection. And I've gotten them all from the thrift store. I've just been very patient. And I find them every now and then. And this is a really nice little set that I found. So that was my first thrift store prize. And then the second thrift store, I found a couple frames. I found this one, which I was on the fence about, but it was a good price. I definitely will be taking the art out, even though it's adorable. Look at that. I love it. I feel like I've seen this print somewhere before. I don't know where, but it's very 1950s-ish, Paris, London maybe. I'm not sure. What I like to look for is the back, that it's a wooden frame and it has some old hardware, old nails, stuff like that. Will give you an inkling that it's an older piece if that's what you're looking for, which is what I'm looking for. So I like the crazing of the wood, and so we'll see. I might end up making this a gold frame, a white frame, a whiter frame. I don't know. I kind of like to sit with the frames and just imagine what I would put in them. So each frame kind of sits with me for a while before I decide what goes in them. And then I found another one, which wasn't as old. You can see was professionally backed and stuff like that, which the older ones were, but it seems to have held up. And this is the front of it, somebody's portrait, and it's actually a nice black and white photograph that's been hand colored. I don't think it's doing the picture justice in this frame, because the gray matte takes away from the photo, and then the red overpowers it all. So again, this one's going to have to sit with me for a little while to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But most likely I'll darken this wood to dark mahogany or something like that. And of course I take out the glass in the picture and put one of my backwards beauties. But for $14.14, that was a good find, because it's rather large. You don't find this large of one for $14. So that was a good find, even though it's not real old, but it's beautiful wood that can be tinted, and yeah, I think it's going to make a nice piece. So let me show you next some pieces that I didn't show you video of me finding, but I'll just show you. Okay, so these are my latest finds that I did not get in the videos that I just showed you. And I thought I would show you these because you don't always get lucky on each trip, but the more you go out looking, the better your odds are. And so the two right here in the middle, I got at an antique store. This big one over here, which I have a matching one in the other room, I got off Facebook Marketplace. And this one in the far right over here, I got off of eBay. So They all have what am I trying to say? They're all good for sourcing, but sometimes eBay is really high in their prices. Sometimes Facebook is. You just have to, the more you peruse it, the luckier you'll get. And antique stores are famous for being very high, but these were below average. And if I can give you one piece of advice, always ask for a discount. Always offer lower, whether it's eBay, Facebook, or an antique store. Like this one, I asked for these two. I knew they were already good prices, but I knew if I asked, what's your best price, she could give me at least 10%. Those of you who antique will understand that, but if you don't, it's the best tip I can give you for going to an antique market. Don't feel bad unless it's already a bargain basement price. This small one here, I think, was around 40. The larger one was around 80, I think. So, but again, average but lower prices. These large ones over here, I actually was looking, I thought they were more like this size, and I ended up getting these huge ones, which wasn't a plan, but they were such a good deal and so beautiful, I couldn't pass them up. But I got two of those for $75. And she had 85 on them, and I offered 75. She took them. They were filled with really beautiful photographs that I have since taken out, and I will put a picture on here. We both, the person who's selling them and I, searched to see if there were anybody or anything before I disassembled them. Couldn't find any, where they belonged, whether they were famous or whatever. So this one over here, I was a little disappointed, this far one, because it was much more gold in the pictures that they showed, and somebody put heavy glossy lacquer on it. It doesn't look like it right now because of the light it's in. I don't have any direct light on it. So it's a good live and learn that you really need to look at the photos carefully before you make a purchase. To ask questions too, or ask for different photos if you're not quite sure. Like I've seen some photos and all they'll show you is the front. And I want to see the back. I want to see the age of the piece. I want to see what it's made of, stuff like that. So definitely, and in doing that, I've caught some people that don't have the product or are trying to scam you because they won't send you more photos because they don't have more photos. So if you're unsure about the person selling the item, definitely ask for more photos, ask for recent photos or something like that. And you will see true colors come out when that happens. So anyways, that is my recent finds, and hopefully I can do this more often. I think it's fun, and I think I love to watch these videos, so let me know your thoughts. And if you have any, one thing that I haven't gotten into yet is going to yard sales and estate sales. So that's something I want to branch out into. And I think the summertime is probably the perfect time to do that. So if you have any tips for me about that, please leave me a comment below. And otherwise, I'll see you next week.